It's Mr. Alex from Adams Memorial Library, and I'm here to tell you about an awesome new program we'll be doing this fall, our Online Origami Club. Now, you can participate by coming to the library and picking up your supplies to take home with you. You can come during any of our hours, which are listed on our website, and you can pick up our supplies at the curbside door or by coming into the library and getting them yourself. Whenever you pick up your kit, it's going to look something like this, and it's going to come with a variety of different pattern papers for all the origami projects that we'll be doing over the next couple of weeks. Now, if you can't make it into the library, that's okay too. You can always use some of your own paper at home and follow along with the videos that we'll be posting every other week. Let me show you what we need to get started for our first project that we'll be making today, our origami rabbit. Okay, to make our origami rabbit, we're going to need a couple of things today. We're going to need the final piece of paper from our origami club kit. We're going to need a piece of practice paper, and I really recommend this because with our origami kit paper, we only get one try at it. So before we use this paper, we want to practice on some paper at home and make sure we're really, really good at making an origami rabbit so that this one try that we get with the final paper is our best one. Now, for my practice paper, I have this piece of pink copy paper here, but you can really use any paper that you have at home. You can use notebook paper, copy paper that's white. If you have your own origami paper at home, that's fine too. Really anything that's just going to let you practice making an origami rabbit a couple of times. We're also going to need a pair of scissors, and if we would like to decorate our practice rabbit, we'll need a marker or some crayons or something else to decorate with at home. So we're going to actually set our final piece of paper aside and begin with our practice paper. The first thing we need to do, like any time that we make origami, is make a square. So in order to do that, I'm going to take and fold my practice paper just like this, keeping it as exact as possible and keeping those nice sharp creases that we love to have with origami, just like this. Now I can take my pair of scissors and cut this extra bit here off. So let's go ahead and do that right now. All right, we can set this aside as well. And now we have the beginnings of our practice rabbit. For our practice rabbit, this is actually the first fold, is to make this diagonal fold down the center. What we're going to do next is we're going to take these flaps on the side here and fold them into the center. We want to be very precise and make sure we're folding exactly on that center line, because if we don't, it's going to make some of our later folds for our rabbit much harder. Again, we want to use nice sharp creases and fold it just like that. So we have this bit here. Now we're going to do the same for the other side. Folding it very precisely right down that center line and making a nice sharp crease. Alrighty. So now that we have this kite shape like this, we're going to take and fold the top of the kite down, not the whole way down. We're not going to fold it down to these flaps here. We're just going to fold it most of the way down. And then we're going to take the tip of our kite, after making that nice sharp crease, and we're going to fold the tip of the kite back up. So we'll have something that looks like this. Now we want to take and flip our practice rabbit over, so it'll look like this. And we're going to take our bottom point and fold it up. Not the whole way up, but just most of the way. This is going to eventually make our rabbit's face and ears. Give it a nice sharp crease at the bottom, and then we should have something like this. The next step is that we're going to fold our rabbit in half inward, like this, so you can see. And we should have these two pieces, which are going to be our ears, on the outside. So we're going to make that fold now. And we're going to have something that looks like this. Now, we want to make sure our rabbit's ears are sticking up. So we're going to take this part here, and we're actually just going to pull it up until it makes a point up here for the nose and a triangle for the rabbit's face. So I'm going to go ahead and make that fold now. Alrighty, So now we have our rabbit. We're going to flip it front facing, and we're going to open up the front of our rabbit so that it looks like this. And we're going to take our scissors right here, and we're going to cut right down this center crease so that we can have the 2 ears of our rabbit. And it'll be like this. You can sort of bend them or fold them in any way if you want your rabbit's ears to be a little bit floppy or standing straight up. You can just manipulate the paper a little bit with your fingers and make that exactly how you want it to be. All right, the final step is if we would like to decorate our practice rabbit, we're going to take our marker and we're going to give our rabbit a nose and some whiskers and an eye. We can even decorate the rabbit's ears if we'd like. And then we're going to flip it over and do the same thing on the other side. Giving our rabbit a nose, some whiskers, an eye, and an ear. All right, so once we have that, our practice rabbit is complete, and we'll sit just like this on our table. At this point, once you've practiced a few times and you feel very comfortable with making this practice origami rabbit, you can go ahead and get your final piece of origami paper and make the real thing. I'll show you what mine looks like at the end of the video. Alrighty, so now that I've practiced making my origami rabbit a whole bunch of times, so many times that it wouldn't even be worth showing you all in the video, you'd be watching for a really long time. I took the final piece of paper and I made this origami rabbit. It looks great. Now, yours might look a little bit different, and that's okay. Everybody's origami tends to be slightly different whenever they finish it up. But overall, this is our first project. It's been a success. Now, make sure you follow our Facebook page for further updates on not only our next origami project, but also all sorts of other great programs that we'll be doing this fall as well. See ya!